Welcome back, everyone, to Pine Ridge. It appears that we have a bunch of obsidian and the like down here. Some really strange stuff here. Oh, actually, why don't you just use a shovel? Oh, because it's clay! Oopsie daisy. Careful there. This is a rather strange set of circumstances here. Maybe I better get a door or something if I'm going to investigate this thing. But it has cracked stone bricks, stone stairs. We have all this stone stuff, so it's obviously not a natural thing. Instead, it is a ruined portal. And what's also ruined is that I don't have any doors with me. Well, I do have trees. I mean, I don't have any wood with me in which to make doors. But don't worry, that can quickly be amended because I am in a little bit of a taiga here. All right, do I have a hoe with me? Yeah, let's just get to that quickly. All right, there you go. Now that I've got that cleaned up, let's do a little bit of investigating here. Now, this is a very poor place. I can only think that this place got filled, if you go story-wise, that this place was, someone built a nether portal here. And that eventually, oh, we got the air pocket anyway. All right, a little bit of an air pocket. Well, that's a bit waterlogged, but all right. Things are just pushing me all over the place. How about if I just put a door here? Make sure I have a place to breathe. Now, what's in here? Golden chest plate with unbreaking. Golden boots with protection. A golden apple, which is always nice. Some nice flint. Some iron nuggets. Not too bad of a chest there. Now, I've got a full chest in here. Oh, well, this is not the first one of these things I've actually seen. I saw one that was actually on a reasonable place on land, and from there I was able to get a Silk Touch golden pick. I know you would think. A Silk Touch golden pick. Hey, it's my first Silk Touch items. So I'm not going to complain too much about finally having a Silk Touch item. Oh, what I'm going to complain about is the lack of places where I could put stuff. Protection 4, unbreaking. Oh, if I combine those two, yeah. Now, what I want to get out of this, though, is the crying obsidian. Not too sure what I'll do with it yet, but I could make a respawn anchor for the nether. So I think you need a respawn anchor requires 6 crying obsidian. And on top of that, 6. Obviously, I need a better way in which to collect this stuff. 6 crying obsidian and 3 glowstone, I believe. And this is going to take a long time to grab, especially with the inefficient way I'm doing it right now. So let us take a, let's just skip in time and see how much I actually collect. While trying to mine this crying obsidian and regular obsidian from here, I found one of these. Ouchie daisy! The problem with this is that we've got the water trying to push me all over the place. But a gold block! Yeah, those are things that you can find in these places. Obviously not always at an accessible place. Of course, finding one of these things underwater isn't exactly known for being accessible. There you go. Gold, gold, gold! Gold, gold, gold! I... There's a salmon coming down there. Oh, well. Let's see. I'm out of space. Alright, I ditched the sand. I'll have to find some better way of handling this. Oh! The salmon's having trouble because of the air pockets. Oops. There's a zombie around here during the night. Oopsie daisy. Better pay better attention to what time it is. But the other thing I need to pay attention to is... Oh, inventory space. Oh, okay. So that'll do it, right? That's... Alright, well, I'll get the magma blocks at least. Sand, I guess I could easily recover. This place is too difficult to get through. I'm going to have to get the right enchantments and the like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the items into here. I'll come back later and get the bulk of the resources that are here. And do a little bit of a mining session here. Oh, how can I just... That piece of rotting obsidian is just begging for me to get it, but... Oh, getting to it is a real pain. Of course, when we're talking about obsidian, just mining it is a pain all by itself. Well, I'll have at least 3. That'll be halfway to what I need, assuming that I didn't lose it when I did that. This area obviously needs me to set up an organized way to mine everything. Oh, I did get it. All right, that's good. And I've got a couple open spots because I put some stuff in the chest. And I'll just have to remember to come here later because we've got other stuff to do today. I had 2 more crying obsidian, so that's 5 in all, just 1 short of being able to make one of those anchors. But the obsidian may come in handy for a build I wish to make. Now, I'm not going to build a great deal in obsidian because that would be absurd. But I was thinking it may come in handy for some highlights in a build. We'll go see whether I just chuck out that idea or whether I actually go with it. Do I have any spruce planks? Not really. 25. I need... Oh, actually, it might be enough for what I need because I'll be making some bookshelves, and you can guess what I'm going to be building if I'm making bookshelves. I have an enchanting table here, and of course the usual array of bookshelves around it, but this is not very impressive, of course, and I think it's a good time to go out and start designing an enchantry because that would be a perfect place in which to do all my enchanting and see if I could find a nice little area to do this. That's a good question. What would be a good place for the... Actually, I think I chose a spot on the other side over here. Not too sure I've actually selected the spot, but the general area at least, and that would be right here. Now, an enchantry needs to be, of course, at least 5 by 5. I was thinking 1, 2, 3. It could be 5 by 5 for the actual business end, since we need your table in the middle and the bookshelves that are surrounding it. And then around it, we will, of course, have a perimeter. But I was thinking that perhaps we could have a circular design go around it for the base. So I'd say that right here would be at these corners will be where the circle comes closest to the edge, and then it will swing out on the outside. This, of course, means doing a few calculations and determining the best radius for the circle. So let me do that and see what we've got. As I suspected, this thing is going to be more of an octagon than a circle. What we will wind up doing is right there and yeah, like this. They come in like this. So it's an octagon, which close approximation you could do, but there is absolutely no need to make it guaranteed a true circle because you're not going to get those in Minecraft anyway. But I figure we could just make this our foundation, of course, also fill it in there. And we're going to use a prettier block on top of it, and still thinking about the best blocks to use. Perhaps some quartz. I would like to get some quartz in there, so I'll need to go back, of course, into the nether, get some quartz. We could use some of this obsidian, I think, in order to help in the decorations. And some blackstone would actually be nice for it also. In fact, if we could get some blackstone, we might not need the obsidian, because something nice and dark to contrast with the white of the quartz, I think, would be nice on there. Just start with our little layer of cobble as our foundation. We may replace some of this later, but this would tell us exactly where we want everything to be, that's for sure. Actually, let me just do the outside of it for now, and we can worry about the interior for later, just in case I change my mind on exactly what block I want there. And just making sure nothing spawns here, though things are going to spawn when it's night no matter what. I can't use too much quartz because I only have a stack and a little bit more. That gives me 20 quartz blocks, which is not going to be a huge impressive amount on there. I don't have any basalt yet. I don't have any blackstone yet. So I'll need to find those areas. Now I do have a nice amount of crimson stems. I could use that in here. Maybe a little bit of warp stems. But I think I need to head into the nether to get a few more supplies. This will be a good time to show you what I'm doing in the nether. I have been creating some tunnels here. This one is going to the north, and this is to the east, starting to go into the various areas. But I am going to be needing to actually get into the actual regions near. The long-term plan is to have some doors on the side here so I can get in and out. This door, of course, being the one that leads us into the area into there towards the tunnels, and the tunnels will be my primary way of getting around in the nether to the next little hub area. And where would be a good place for me to hunt for some quartz? Probably this way. Because I think about halfway down here, I am putting nether portals every 128 blocks. So I'm wondering if I put one at 64. I really need to make some openings because some apertures will really help me to see things a bit more easily. Yeah, there is a place I can get out here. So I think putting a door right here would be in order. Actually, that was probably not a good one to toss. Let's see, let's get that one down right there, and let's get this one up right here. And plop a door here. Now I am going to have to come up with a color scheme for each of these. I'm thinking of having W for warped. East then could have the crimson in there, but for the north and south, and this is the north one, I don't know what I want to be doing in relation to color schemes. This lonely little piece of warped, that little warped stem there is going to be quite valuable because I'm wondering if I could, and actually that's warped whatever they call the mushroom stuff in here, the nethercium or whatever they call the thing, because I figure maybe I could use it to try to plant some more trees. Will they grow here? Because I've got the nether tunnel close in there. Ooh. Oh, what did? All right. Before I tangle with that guy, make sure I have some. I only have one of those. All right, I'll have some dirt with me. Now, how well can I fight against this guy? Well, I guess we're going to find out. The door helps. The door helps a great deal. All right. Oh, there's another piece of it down there. Yes, it looks like every once in a while we have this little piece of crimson that pops out. And might be able to use it in order to get a bunch more warped. Actually, that's not crimson. That's warped, not crimson. Well, trying to get all those the terminology that I'll be needing for that. But this one right here might be a bit. Oh, wait a moment. What did I do with that gold pick? Where's my gold pick? I left it in base. I want that gold pick. I want those things. The reason I went all the way back to get this is because the only way I know to get this block is to mine it with Silk Touch. I don't know of any... Oh, you are just going to make that difficult for me, aren't you? There you go. Good, good, good. That means now I have a way I could grow my own warped, right? Oh no, because I still need the mushroom. Oh, quartz! That's what I came here for in the first place, right? And I really should have brought an iron pick with me. Well, I don't want to use my diamond pick on this, so let's... Actually, just thinking, you don't want to use a silk touch pick on here either. So, yeah. Do it with this. Probably should have brought a different pick. I need to get a new iron pick because apparently I broke my old one at some point. Oh boy, thank goodness that didn't go down to something dangerous. That would have been a nasty fall if that were the case. Now, let's see, that gives me 14, and I'm sure I'll find some more all over the place. And I'll avoid the gold, but go after all this wonderful looking quartz. What's not so wonderful is the terrain all around it, because if I'm not careful, I could easily chuck myself down a nasty distance, especially with all this fire in the area. Ooh. Always a puzzle getting around these things. Well, there's always the long way around. Hey, would that do anything? Apparently so. Good. You can disappear while I mine it. The trouble with golden tools is that it's very easy to use them past their limit. But now I do have definitely enough for half a stack of quartz blocks. Maybe I could supplement that with some diorite and use them together for the build so I don't have to have too much trouble in there. Well, the other thing I want to do now is now that I have these warped nylium, I think it's called. Yeah, warped nylium. I think it's time to use that to my advantage. I only have 2 pieces, but I might be able to do some farming up there. So if I put some netherrack here, I think that if you, oopsie daisy, oh, I am going to have to get myself a new pickaxe. If I put this here, I think it spreads in a similar way to podzol and mycelium. So let's give that a little bit of time. It'll spread around, and then I can use that in order to create some wart fungus. I can use the wart fungus in order to create some more warped wood. And I might as well do the same thing right here. Yeah, I'll have to find a nice, better way of doing this, finding a better room at some point. But for now, it'd be nice if I could just remember to do this. Leave a couple openings in here so that I could put the crimson mycelium here. There you go. And we'll let them do their work. Unlike grass and mycelium, it doesn't spread automatically. Instead, you need to put bone meal to netherrack to get this to work. All right, there we go. Actually, I probably need that on the warped side more. Yeah, that works nice. Right, let's do with this little area first. And if you put it onto here, it grows stuff. Ooh, how cute. So you get some of these nether roots here. Ooh, and what I really wanted was this wart fungus, because I think it's the wart fungus that I need to plant back on here. Where did I put that? Oh, yes. Wart fungus right there. Or at least I think this is supposed to work. Ah, there it is. Ah, yes, that is exactly what I wanted. Good. And that means now I don't have to do a frantic search for all these tiny little areas because it seems like all the warped areas are very hard to find. So now I don't have to find those rare warped areas, and I could just make my own warped stems. And I can also get some of these. And you say, why am I so interested in the warped stems as opposed to crimson? Look, I am pine leaf, and you should know that I tend to go after things that are a little bit on the cyan/turquoise side. And that is exactly what that is. Now I am going to be using some of the crimson in there, but this shows you that I have a way of generating what I need there. Now I do still need to find some blackstone area and the like, but at least I have some sources for some of the blocks. And I guess I won't need to use blackstone for my enchanting station. I could just use regular stuff for that. And so much for my hoe. Well, I think you still get the rest of it this way. The stem has the unfortunate side effect of turning that into netherrack again, but that's easily amended. Now, as for this, I think I'll just make this floor out of polished diorite. And I'll use that as my foundation block here. Wait, this is... Oh, I don't want that there. I think I was considering filling the entire area there with cobble, but I think a better floor for this is going to be polished diorite. So that's what I'll be using. Actually, based on what I'm probably going to be doing, I think I'm going to replace all this with polished diorite also. Just have the full, I suppose it's really an octagon and not a circle, out of polished diorite. Then I can reevaluate what I actually want to build on top of that, because that's what's going to be the important bit, coming up with what's going to be on top. And I'm going to be using as much as I can get from the nether. Obviously, there's going to be some quartz in there, but only a limited amount due to restrictions on how much of that I can get. But I think having this around here, perhaps we could have walls here and that the entrances could be on the side like that. I have to think on that because we do have to keep into account that we're going to have bookshelves going all the way around. So as I come up with good design, I need to get 15 bookshelves that are going to power up my enchanting station. One layer there, 2 layers there, enchanting table in the middle, and perhaps maybe even move the stuff over there now and see what it's like. That's something we can do for the next episode of Piney Plays Minecraft Pinetopia.